This week on a brand new episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. If you look at Paxson and Curry, they was never stars. What Jordan needed was, look here, at the end of the game, when these bastards is triple teaming me, I need you to knock down this open shot. And I don't think Brian got that on his team right now. Ain't no telling what the hell JR gonna hit. It could be the basket. It could be a lady in the third row. Ain't no telling where his shot going. It could be a shot of Henny.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't in their right mind. Underdog.
Yes, sir. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new, exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sport podcast in all the land.
True.
Bruh, you've been gone for a week, so you might not know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in all the land.
I mean, true.
Fam, if you're listening to this podcast for the first time and you don't know what we do, I got you. We come out here and we wrap up the previous weekend sports in dramatic fashion with no BS, never any BS, no sugarcoating, no biases, only the strong arm truth. This happens to be the first time you guys have watched our show here on YouTube, or maybe you listening on any of our various podcast channels. On one half of the show, man, I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect. Get a gun.
And I'm your boy LeParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports Spade.
Yeah, man.
I'm Bizak. Guess who's Bizak?
You know you're in trouble, right?
No, sir. What am I in trouble for?
You did not request off. You did not request. Your name was not in the book.
I talked to the producers of the show.
Okay.
They said I earned this week.
Okay.
I said I earned the week off, and I took my vacation. First off, I want to start here. I want to shout out the homie Stacks Montana for coming through, holding down the show while your boy was gone.
Bro.
One shout out to him. Definitely did his thing on that show. I wasn't here, so the podcast didn't go up on all our audio, all our audio podcast areas. That will be taken care of this week. So you're going to get like 2 for the price of 1. I don't mean to eat y'all data up like that, but I'm going to eat y'all data up like that.
We got to, bro. They've been
I was
asking
on vacation. I had a good vacation, and I'm back to deliver these actual factuals.
Let's do it, bro.
Spade.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
starting the NFL because
knowing.
Something happened in the NFL. I came back, checked the news, and was like, hold up, what? Starting in the NFL, we're going to take it out to San Francisco. If you guys didn't know, Reuban Foster was allegedly in some trouble with some domestic violence issues with his girlfriend. But this week right here, Reuban Foster's ex-girlfriend came out and admits that she lied. The reason, Spade, she wanted to end him. That's why. She said she wanted to end him. Spade, I got to get your thoughts on this situation right here. We have seen numerous times. Now, we are all for women's rights, and if a man put his hands on a woman, we do not tolerate that nonsense. Absolutely. We are with the women. But Spade, I got to get your thoughts. What about when the woman is lying on the man? Like in this case with Reuban Foster.
I don't want this show to go with me trying to give out new laws, anything illegal. That's not really what I do. I talk sports. But I'm going to tell you what's crazy. If you make like false claims against an officer, it's a charge for that. If you fire somebody at their job, and I just read a story, like a store manager was accused of stealing $600 and something. He got fired. He sued, and it was wrongful termination. He got awarded something like $6 million. And so why is this the only place where it is okay, it's acceptable for you to falsify information in an attempt to ruin somebody? It's crazy. It's 2018. Maybe we got to change something in the laws. Look, if Reuban Foster put his hands on this woman and did any of the things that she accused him of, he deserves to be charged with domestic dispute and maybe battery and simple assault or whatever else. He deserves all those charges. However, if I can just say that somebody did something to me because I don't like them, and it turns out to not be true, I deserve some punishment. I guess we should give her some props, bro. She came out and said, against the will of her attorney, she wanted to make that statement because it was eating at her and she felt like she had to do the right thing. Her attorney was like, girl, you dumb. Don't admit that. Don't admit that all of that was a lie. And she just came out and admitted that it was a lie. So I guess we got to give her some props. But come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on.
Spade, what about the people that goes the other way? That's going to say, there's going to be some people out there that's going to say, listen, by no way, shape, or the imagination are we caping for Reuban Foster. We both know that this guy has had some issues. But what about the people on the other end that said, well, you know, Reuban Foster could have paid her off, or you know, maybe she was threatened in another way, so she decided to come back and say that she was lying. What about those people?
It doesn't change my point at all, because even if I'm gonna paint a hypothetical situation here. Let's suppose Reuban Foster and his attorneys reach out to her and say, look, we need you to say that you lied. We'll take care of you. I'm gonna make up a scenario. We'll take care of you. We'll throw you that bag. You'll be straight. Just say that you lied. That still shows that it's flaws in the legal system. It's legal flaws. There's flaws, because she should have to really think about it. Like, well, how much y'all talking? Because once I come out there and tell these folks I lied, I'm gonna be charged with X, Y, and Z. But the fact that they know she ain't gonna be charged with anything, it still doesn't change my initial point that these laws are crazy, man. It's got that can't be okay. You can't just do that.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we have seen numerous cases of men that went to prison, like went to jail and stayed in jail for years because females had told lies on them. And I mean, I think just recently a guy got out because the female ended up like the cops ended up like bugging the room, and she had it was her friend. She ended up talking to her friend and saying, oh, all that wasn't true, and the friend was recording her, and they had to release the dude. He spent like 13 years in jail, yo, and he ended up just getting out. I think that was like a week or two ago. I feel like if the female lies and you find out that she's lying, however much time Reuban Foster or any other gentleman was going to get for that situation, I think she needs to get the same amount of time. That's the only way you're going to stop these females from lying, because I hate to say it, Spade, but a female like that, she ruins it for the female that it actually happens to. Like, you know, people look at these athletes and they always feel like these athletes are a target, and they be like, oh, that female is lying. She just wants some money. And some of these females really be going through these type of situations. And a chick like her, she ruins it for the female that's telling the truth. That and it may hinder her from getting her story out. So I agree with you. It needs to be some type of change in the law, and females like her something got to be done. It got to be done, because there's no repercussions to stop females from lying on a guy if it's nothing done. Like, it sucks. It just sucks. And like I said, I'm not just saying this for Reuban Foster, because we know he already had some issues, but this is just for all men in general. Like, could you imagine? Like,
I mean, and I ain't even just gonna say men, bro. Like, if men, I mean, I know why you saying men, because it's the only case we hear. But if a guy could just come out and say, hey, this girl groped me inappropriately, and they just go, come here, girl, you going to jail. Like, I don't think you should be able to do that either. And to go back to what you said earlier, for somebody who might assume that this never really happened and that she was paid off, she also admitted that she's done this before to a previous boyfriend in 2011. So at this point, I mean, come on, man. Come on,
she's a repeat offender. She gotta. That's like strike two. That's strike two. She gotta go. Get her out of here.
Gotta go, bro. She gotta go. And speaking of gotta go, we gotta go to the next segment. LaParis, I am happy you are back. I did not want something like this to happen on the week you was gone. You was back, man. Okay. We got to talk about one of your favorite receivers of all times to ever rock the star.
I don't like Dez no more. I've been off Dez since like 2014.
I'm talking about Terrell Owens, who Dez wish he could be.
Oh, okay.
Terrell Owens this week was on a radio station.
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
105.3 The Fan, and he was asked what he thought about the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, and he said when you really look at it, it just don't even make sense that Jason Garrett still has a job. He said they're not really expanding, they're not progressing, even as a team. At the end of the day, how can you keep allowing the players to be the scapegoat for what's not happening, especially when you have a head coach that is supposed to be offensive-minded? They're supposed to direct and lead the team where it hasn't gotten in a number of years, pretty much been in a standstill under Coach Jason Garrett. LaParis, I know at one point in time, you was not a big fan of Garrett.
Still
not. Wasn't. Is T.O. out of bounds with this?
No.
Nope. We know T.O. is disgruntled. Let's keep it a stack. He's a little angry with Dallas. Do you feel like he really mean this? Do you agree with his statement, or is he out of bounds?
One, I don't think he's out of bounds. Two, I agree with the statement. Spade, I'm not a Jason Garrett.
Y'all don't think y'all got any better though? Hold up, bro. Y'all just had a hell of a season. Not this one that just passed, but the one before. Dak's rookie year, y'all
tell you, bro.
exceeded expectation.
Jason, I always had these conversations with you. I don't know if I necessarily have it on the show, but I'm gonna share it on the show. Me and you talk about coaches and how much credit a coach should get, how important is a coach. Are coaches better suited for another position? I think Jason is one of those guys that's better suited as a coordinator than a head coach. Now, it's tough to be a head coach in Dallas because we know Jerry Jones got his thumb pressed against the head coach neck, and that's why strong-minded head coaches like Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson and coaches like that, they don't last long. They don't last long. I understand why Jason is still there because he let Jerry do his thing. He followed. If Jerry want one thing done, he's going to do exactly what Jerry says. I understand that.
I felt like Wade Phillips did that too, bro. And y'all got the hell up out of that.
I do, but and personally, I love Wade Phillips, but I like him better as a coordinator. I like Wade better as a coordinator. I like Jason better as a coordinator. I think as a head coach, you need, like I said, it's hard to do that in Dallas because of Jerry Jones, but you need a stern guy, a guy that can, command his troops. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like Jason is that guy. I want a guy as a head coach. Even when I played, I needed, and Spade, me and you had talks about like what works for you when you play as far as coaching. And I told you I need a coach that's on me, like that stays on me. And I feel like NFL players need a coach that's going to push them damn near to that edge to make them great. And I don't feel like Jason can. I don't feel like he's that type of motivator. I feel like a guy like Mike Tomlin is that motivator. I feel like people, and it may be because they scared of Bill Belichick, I feel like he's one of those guys. Because maybe they scared to lose their job. He don't care if you're a star player. He'll ship you out. We both felt like Jamie Collins was a top back in the league. He got him the hell out of there for whatever reason.
Yep.
But I just feel like you need that type of coach, and I don't feel Jason is that type of guy. I don't have a problem with what T.O. said. I agree with it. I never was a Jason Garrett fan as a head coach, but I think he's better suited to be a coordinator. Same thing with Wade Phillips, and I like Wade Phillips too. Better as a coordinator.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, what's your thoughts? You think T.O., sour apples, sour grapes, or whatever?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think T.O. got a lot of resentment toward the Dallas Cowboys. He's got to look at the production that Dez gave that team the last few years, and I'm sure T.O. feel like he still can do that today. Like, he still can put those numbers up. So do you think Dez said this because he was taking up for T.O. and they was trying to blame T.O. and not the head coach? I think you said it backwards, but yeah, I think so. I think, to be honest with you, if you look at the way T.O. said it, I think he's almost taking a shot at Dak. That's what a lot of people been saying when you look at Dez's numbers. Everybody's been blaming Dak, saying that Dez was playing much better. He was putting up better numbers with Romo. And when you see T.O. come out and say, you can't allow your players to be the scapegoat for things that's not going right when you're an offensive-minded coach, you're supposed to lead. It almost, to me, I feel like it was in defense of Dez. And I just feel like any chance T.O. gets to poke at the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to. I mean, I feel like his career ended prematurely. I think he had a few more years in him. And I think he's better, man. You see the way they do this guy. They drug him across the coals before he could get into the Hall of Fame. And, T.O.'s that guy that when he was on top of the world, he was so look at me and braggadocious that now that he's not on the top of the world kind of want T.O. to pay. And it's making him bitter. He's bitter at everybody, including some of his former teams. Now, as far as whether or not he's right on the fact that Jason Garrett don't deserve that coaching job, I guess you could make that argument. But, I mean, he's 2 years removed from exceeding expectation. Yeah, I know they didn't win a postseason game, but let's not lie. That regular season didn't go anywhere near what people thought it was going to be with a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back. Like, they exceeded expectation. And you got to give them a pass for last year because they had the suspension with Zeke. So who's to say what type of season they would have had last year? So I don't know. I feel like maybe 3 years ago, if you want to say that about Garrett, you might really get somewhere.
I got to ask you.
I think it's unfair right now.
I got to ask you. Do you like Jason as a head coach? Do you think he's a good head coach?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I guess so. I'm gonna tell you something about you. Once you turn your back on a person, they can't do nothing to win you back.
They can come back, bro. That's
no,
not
they
true.
can't, bro, because
Yes,
he
they
would
can.
have
I
won
can give
you
you
back in
numerous
Dak's
examples.
rookie year, bro. That was a
I can
hell
give
of
you-
a season.
I can give you numerous examples of people that I didn't like that bounce back.
I'm listening.
Be moving on.
That's what I thought. All right, let's go.
We're gonna move on to the next segment, Spade. Gotta talk about a guy that I don't want to talk about on this show ever again, but he just signs, and in no way it's not a ball. It's not a Lonzo, a Leangelo, a Melo, or a Jello,
Don't talk
or
about my bros.
or
Don't talk about my bros.
what's the father name? LeVar.
Don't
It
talk
ain't
about
them.
my bros.
Spade ball, and I ain't talking about balls with a D. Ball. But
Now we picking at
moving
ball
on.
on this show.
moving on, we're going to talk about Johnny Manziel. If you guys didn't know, Johnny Manziel signs with a team, but not a team you think. He signs with a CFL team, not an NFL team. Spade.
Yes.
Also, he didn't get any offers from the NFL as of yet.
Right.
Should we even be worried about Johnny Manziel signing with a CFL team? Should this even be news?
Yeah, I think so, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when we talked about the fact that Johnny was jumping through hoops and talking about, oh, you know, I had this ailment or this problem, and you know, mental health, and we said on this show, we're not gonna say Johnny lying, but this comes at a very unique time where Johnny's trying to get back into the league. And I said on this show, nobody's finna jump out here and give Johnny a shot. Johnny's gonna have to prove that his mind is on football, that he's a changed guy, and that he's willing to. He came out and blamed the Cleveland Browns and said they should have knew I wasn't studying no plays. I wasn't studying no plays. They should have knew that. They never should have took me that high. Like what? Nobody's gonna touch that. So yeah, he signed with the Tiger Cats, which I think that's a funny name because what that mean? Like you a small tiger? What's a Tiger Cat, bro? Do you know? Because I don't have any idea what a Tiger Cat is. But this is what it's going to take.
It must be,
Johnny,
it
if
must
you
be some
serious,
type of animal in Canada.
You right.
Shout out to-
we ain't
shout
got
out
it
to
down
Canada.
here. We either got cats or tigers. But at any rate, Johnny, if you serious about getting back into the league, this is what it's going to take. Go somewhere, go prove that you about it. Get in that playbook. Have your teammates realize, oh shit, Johnny's about it. Johnny's the first one in the practice facility. Johnny's spending a little bit longer in the weight room getting extra reps. Johnny's in film study when I get there. And then the NFL, if you can do that stuff, the NFL will welcome you back with open arms. But talking the talk ain't going to get you nowhere. You're going to have to walk it, bro. He going to have to walk it like he talking.
Got to be the first. Got to be the first one there, last one to leave. I agree with you 100%, bro. And show some accountability. When you came out a couple of weeks ago, not you, Spade, but when Johnny Manziel came out a couple of weeks ago and said it's the Browns' fault, like what? Like show some accountability. Say, yo, that's on me. You gotta show some accountability. And the quickest way to get back in the league, it ain't sitting on your couch and waiting for the call. It's going to show and prove in a, it may be a minor league to the NFL. Everybody want to be in the majors, want to be in a big league. But you want to know what? The CFL is a respectable league, regardless how you feel about how they treat their play. Huh?
And they get a check.
I'm about to say, regardless how you feel, how they treat their players, because there's been a lot of rumors about how they treat their players, payment of the players, and things like that. It's a respected league, and if you go up there and ball, we seen guys like Doug Flutie do their thing up there, and they made their way down to the NFL. So you go up there and you ball out. People, when you're talented and you have talent, people they'll find you. Like, we had a conversation about another league, and people were saying, I'm only going to scout right here, and you was like, man, if a player is in the Congo, I'm going to the Congo to go find him. If I hear news, it's a dude out there that's balling in the Congo, I'm going to look at him. And I think if Johnny I feel like this is the right move for Johnny Manziel, because I don't think he was going to get back in the league at least this year. So if you go up to the CFL and you ball out, they'll find you, bro. Trust me.
I agree. Bro, can we talk some NBA?
I don't know, Spade. I've been gone for a week. I don't know what the hell has been going on in the NBA. You want to inform me, boy?
You ain't got to worry about nothing.
You supposed to be the NBA expert. Are you going to inform your boy what's going on?
I'm going to inform you, bro. I got you.
Okay.
Sit back, relax. I got this.
Okay.
Bro, if I told you that an NBA team made their first appearance in the postseason since 2004, you think that was a good thing, right?
Yep.
If I told you they was 47-35 in the difficult Western Conference, you would think that was a good thing, right?
I would.
But it ain't apparently, because the second player for this team has come out and somebody, he said to a friend, somehow or another it has leaked this way to the media, to us and our sources, that another player for the T-Wolves is unhappy. Now, if we back it up for a minute, you guys remember, my boy Wiggins came out earlier in the year and said, I ain't really happy with my role with this team, man. You know, I was feeling like I was the man. I'm a former #1 overall draft pick. I'm like the third option on this team. I'm not happy. And we thought, man, Wiggins better get right. They going to the postseason. KAT down there playing his ass off. Jimmy Butler playing his ass off. He better figure it out. But now, after their postseason, their brief stint in the postseason, Karl-Anthony Towns has come out and said, right now, they at odds. Him and the T-Wolves, they at odds. And you could watch that postseason game, that series, and you could kind of see that it was some, I don't know, it was a lack of communication at times. KAT looked like he either didn't want to be out there or he wanted to be out there, but his teammates really didn't feel like he was deserving of a bigger role. It was very, very weird. Now, that being said, I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns' trade value is high. So I don't know if a trade is going to happen. I don't know if it's anybody out there that can make the T-Wolves pull the trigger, because, I mean, they got to get something good back. I'm talking like a...
Not good, Spade. They got to get something great.
They got to get something great, like an Anthony Davis or something like that. And I mean, the Pels ain't going to do that.
I got a scenario for you, but go ahead.
All I'm saying is, I got a question for you. First of all, bro, I know you don't like anybody. I just realized that.
That's
You're
not
not a
true.
big fan of Tibbs. Is this Tibbs' fault for one?
That's not true. I love Tibbs.
Do you?
I love Tibbs. But can I go? Can I go, or you want to finish? Go ahead, finish. I'm gonna let you finish. Now go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, do you think this is Tibbs' fault? Because I mean, he the captain over there. He got to get all his soldiers in order. He's the captain, for one, and for two, do you think this is something that is magnified because they just lost in the postseason? Like, you think if they win, this is still an issue?
Spade, first of all, let me start here. I love Tibbs. I think I think Tibbs is an excellent coach. I just think the way he utilizes his players is tough. Like, it's tough because he play these guys so many minutes. Like, he really keep like a 6-7 man rotation. Like, his bench, he like don't play like the 8th, 9th, 10th guy. Like, it's tough to play for that guy.
Postseason, bro.
I know.
Even in the postseason, he had like a 7 or 8 man rotation, which is just dumb.
And the only reason I think it was, and I think that's deep for Tibbs. And the only reason I feel like it was that deep was because he had Derrick Rose. You figure if you take Derrick Rose out that playoff spot right there and let that be Tyler Ulis, not Tyler Ulis, Titus Jones.
Oh yeah,
no, Titus Jones. The dude, he ended up getting hurt. So Rose pretty much took his minutes. I don't even think Jones gets those minutes. I think he plays like 12 minutes. But he had Rose on the court for like 20-something minutes. And I was like, damn, off the bench. I got a problem with Tibbs, Spade, because I think this right here is going to cost Tibbs his job. It's one of those situations I know
got
I was...
a problem with Tibbs?
Yeah, because I think this is going to cost his job.
You just said you love him.
I don't know. My question to you was going to be, is KAT problem with the coaching? You know, it just say Big KAT and the T-Wolves. Are they talking about upper management? Are they talking about coaching? If they talking about coaching, Tibbs is out of there.
It got to be coaching, bro. It's got to be.
If they talking about coaching, Tibbs is gone. They would lose 13 Tibbs before they lose a Karl-Anthony Towns. At least I would think. Wiggins complained. Now I was hard on Wiggins, but now Big KAT complaining. It's something in the water over there. And I think Tibbs will land on his feet. He'll get another job. But Tibbs may need to change his coaching style as far as playing players this many minutes. A lot of people were saying that Towns played bad in the playoffs because he was fatigued from playing damn near 40 minutes a night, 82 game season. They said he was worn down, and even when Tibbs was in Chicago, Spade, it was rumors out there. Rose keep getting hurt because Tibbs is playing these guys 37, 40 minutes a night.
Damn near the whole game. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can play NBA guys that many minutes.
Obviously not. I think we got enough data at this point to say you can't. People getting hurt. They dropping like flies.
And I mean, like, they playing 82 games. They ain't even getting time off for rest. You know how people will play back-to-backs, and These dudes was playing like 40 minutes on back-to-backs. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. And I think it's going to cost Tibbs his job because you just can't have, regardless whether I think Wiggins is a star or not, you can't have two of your most prominent players come out complaining. And I was wondering, do you think it was coaching? Do you think it's upper management? What do you think it is? If it's coaching, Tibbs is out of there, bruh. He's out of there.
I think it's coaching because when you watch a postseason game with the T-Wolves, and after the game, you got former NBA greats like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal saying they got to find a way to get Big Cat the ball. Somebody said, I don't know if it was Shaq or Charles. Somebody said,
Spade, let me cut you off real quick. In Tibbs' defense, Tibbs wasn't never known as no offensive genius, and maybe this is a problem with his coaching as well. He's a defensive guy.
That's another reason he need to be fired. No,
but Spade, let me say this.
That shit out.
Let me just say this. He's a defensive guy, but what you are weak at, you have to surround yourself with people that, are good in the areas you're weak at. So if this may be a problem with his coaching as well. If Tibbs I'm not an offensive guy, I'm a defensive guy, then he got to go get the best damn offensive assistants he can find. And he might have to pay that bag. But if that's going to get your players in better positions offensively to score the basketball, he got to know that, and he got to go get a better staff. But go ahead, Spade.
But you know what? I feel like whatever he lacks as an offensive-minded guy is more in terms of X's and O's. Maybe he ain't drawing up the best plays or schemes, but you ain't got to be an offensive guru to say, wait a minute, Big Cat took 6 shots.
That's true.
This shit ain't going to cut it. I can call a timeout and say, hey, you, give it to him. Like, I can do that from the bleachers. Hey, you, give it to him. He's a star. Hey, Teague, give it to that guy. Give it to the tall guy standing in the paint. Give it to him. So they got to figure it out. I feel like it's coaching. Now, it should be said in case somebody take this segment and think that we saying that he about to be out of there. Listen, KAT is locked up. I mean, they got guaranteed salaries for, I think, the next season at least, maybe the next 2 seasons. So Wiggins ain't going no damn where. KAT ain't going no damn where, and Jimmy will be back as well. So I'm not saying that he's going to be gone. What we telling you guys is, hey, when players are there and unhappy, that usually don't translate well on the court. So if it's going to be a situation where these guys are disgruntled and it's not working out and the team ain't winning, then whether they got him locked up or not changes nothing. They may have to move him in order to make it work. They may have to.
But let me say this to you, homie. Let me say this to you. Isn't it weird that the first time they make the playoffs, they got all these issues? Yep. Wiggins come out. KAT come out. I mean, it was some bickering on the bench. I remember hearing Shaq say on TNT, NBA on TNT, he was like, if I'm Karl Anthony Towns, I'm going to stand in the paint and I'm getting 3-second violations until they give me the ball. The first time in forever they make the playoffs. Go ahead, Spade.
I was agreeing with you. Shaq said, I'm taking 2 of them. I'm going to get 2 3 in the key.
First time they make the playoffs in hella years, they got all these issues. What is the problem with Minnesota, bro?
It's terrible.
I mean, listen, this is not good for Tibbs. I think Tibbs will land on his feet, and they may not fire him after this year. His contract, I don't even know his contract. It may be up after this year, but they might do one more for the road, and it ain't looking good, man. Because they would definitely get rid of that coach before they get rid of these players. So Tibbs,
I agree.
He gotta get it together. He gotta get it together. Spade, let's move on.
Let's do it.
Spade, we love our mothers, and Mother's Day just passed. We love our mothers. But Spade, sometimes I think, in my opinion, you might not agree. Sometimes you gotta check your mother. Sometimes she going a little bit too ham.
Can you check mama though?
You can check your mother, but respectfully. I'm not saying be like, "Ma, you stupid, shut up, you don't know shit." I'm not saying that. But you gotta be like, "Ma, come on, what are you doing? Ma. Spade, I gotta ask you. Now I was going and I didn't know, but Draymond Green's mother made some comments after the Warriors took an L to the Rockets and said that it was a bunch of ISO ball and KD shooting too much, and it is. I think she wrote this stuff on Twitter, Spade. Like, it's never good to go to Twitter right after the ball game when the emotions are high. Like, Herm Edwards got this thing I love. He say, don't hit send. Like, just write it and then backspace it out. But will Draymond mother's comments hurt the Warriors' chemistry, Spade?
I kind of think so. Because let me tell you this. First of all, let me back it up. Because it's going to be somebody that don't know what we talking about. And we got some tweets. Her name, I call her Miss Mary. You know what I'm saying? Mama Mary, whatever y'all want to call her. Mm-hmm. But Mary, I don't know how you say the last name. Is it Babers? Is Draymond Green's mom. She's a sports fan. She knows her stuff. She tweets. And she's got no filter, you know, on Twitter. She shoot it straight. All right. Now look, she has done everything from accusing referees of being paid off to banging the cannon on Charles Barkley. So on Twitter, she ain't new to talking that talk. She talk it.
Word.
She had some tweets and kind of was upset. At some point, somebody replied. First, somebody said, you're going to look at the stat sheet at the end of this game and you're going to think that Kevin Durant had a great game. But all he did was shoot. Every time he got the ball, he shot it. And Draymond's mom replied and she was like, facts. I don't know if that's what she said verbatim, but she was like, facts. So somebody came out and was like, what are you talking about? He took 22 shots. He had 38 points. It sounded like a good game to me. The problem was everybody else. She come back and said, what are you talking about? It's more to a game than shots. It felt like everyone else was standing around and never got to get into position. Swing the ball, pass the ball, and around the 7-second mark, take the shot. Not at the 21-second mark. ISO, ISO, ISO. We let them beat us at our own game. Now, this came out, of course, everybody was talking about it. ESPN affiliate, I guess I can call him affiliate, ESPN anchor Stephen A. Smith came out and had some comments about her tweet. And he basically said, it is going to be the belief of fans and maybe even some players that when a mom of a player, when a parent of a player tweets something, that is the way the child is thinking. So if she tweets this, the perception is going to be that this is the way that Draymond feels. And I don't think Stephen A. Look, I don't agree with Stephen A. with a lot of stuff, but I don't think he was off the mark on that, LaParis. Miss Mary ain't like that, though. Miss Mary came back. She had some more tweets. She said, I've been tweeting and talking about games. You are foolish if you think I'm against Kevin Durant. We win as a team, and I stand by that. I'm a fan like everyone else. But if you're going to say what I said, ask me so I can explain to you what I meant. She said, by the way, at Stephen A. Smith, she added him, I watch games. I know something about basketball, so your comment was wrong and sexist. However, I don't have a narrative written that I must go by, so I say what I want. Dre don't talk to me about basketball or his team. Sorry. LaParis, do you feel like Stephen A. Smith's comments were wrong, and do you feel like they were sexist? Because that's a bold claim, bro.
I want to say this, babe, and I said this to you off air before we started the show. You have to be real careful with using words like sexist, racist. Got to be real careful with those it's words, because they mean something now, especially this day and age. They mean something. They get you in a lot of trouble these days. And
that's facts.
I don't feel like Stephen. First of all, if you're gonna be, and I agree with Stephen A. Smith as well. I feel that if when LeVar was making those statements like the Lakers quit on the coach, people was assuming that was coming from Lonzo.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? People was assuming that. So
that's facts.
So she can't pull this sexist card because that's what people. You're a mother of a professional player. When same thing with Eli Apple and his mother. Yep. When they were saying things, when she was coming out and saying things, people was wondering, is this coming from Eli Apple? So that's just what they do. So if she don't understand that, then she's not paying close enough attention, because they just did it with Lonzo during this season. During the NFL season, they did it with Eli Apple, mom, and to a more serious extent, they was trying to do it with Enes Kanter and his parents, who's overseas, and Enes Kanter was like, hold up. You know what I mean? Nah, that's not me. Like, Enes Kanter was like, hell nah. So she's not paying close enough attention. I don't feel like his statements was sexist. You got to be careful when you use those type of words. But Spade, if you want to get in that kitchen, You got to be able to take that heat. And when you make a statement and you're a professional player, a professional athlete's mother or parent, when you make these statements, you know it's going to get hella retweets, especially when you as vocal as her, as a LeVar Ball, as a Eli Applebaum, when you're as a Miko Grimes, because they be assuming that that's coming from Brent.
That's true. That's true. That's facts.
So when you're as vocal as those type of individuals, you got to be able to take that heat that come with it, or don't tweet. That's why I said. That's why I wanted to ask you: do you check your mother? Like, do you be like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, we in the middle. We in the hunt. Like, we in the playoffs. This is serious. Playoffs. Like, this is not the time for this. Like, do you check your mother?
I don't.
Okay.
You know, I'd say
so. Mama Spade out there just tweeting her ass off.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be like, Mom, what's up?
I will admit. Now, my mom is a whole lot more reserved than
mine is too. She wouldn't do it.
Annie Apple or any of these people. But understand.
But then again, I'm not super rich. I don't know her swag may change. You know, people. You know.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me buy her $80 boots. She felt like that was too expensive. So I don't feel like my mom changing. But
okay.
What I do know is I know this lady is a fan, and fans do this. Fans look and they go, they should have did this or they should have did that. And
that's true.
I honestly don't think that she had malice in her tweet. I don't think she was against Kevin Durant. So on that side, I agree with her.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with what she said. I don't have a problem with that.
Stephen A. saying that the perception is gonna be that this is the way the kid feels. He's 100% right.
I agree.
He's 100% right. And I think, I mean, if you Draymond, the only thing you can do is the same thing Enes Kanter did. You got to come out and say, look, I am not my parents. They made me, but that we don't share the same opinion. You know, you just got to come out and say, look, when Miss Mary picked that phone up, she gonna tweet. I can't stop her. You can't stop her. Nobody else can't stop her. She gonna tweet what she want to tweet. And I think he got to make sure that he, lets it be known that she got her own
speaking
opinion.
For herself.
She's a sports fan. Yeah, she's speaking for her. But yeah, man.
And the crazy
Stephen A's comment sexist, bro. I kind of got a problem with that, Miss Mary. I don't like that right there. It was nothing sexist about that comment at all. And I'm glad you brought up the LeVar Ball, because the first thing I thought about is when LeVar said, hey, old boy done lost his voice in the locker room. Them players don't even listen to him. Everybody looked at Lonzo like, word, Lonzo? Lonzo was like, whoa, I ain't say that. Like, what y'all looking at me for? Because that's really what we think. And I think that was kind of wrong for her to make that.
It's been numerous examples, bro. Numerous examples. So, you just, like I said, you got to be real careful, especially in this day and age, with throwing those type of words around, man. And like I said, if you want to be, you can tweet whatever you want. Same thing with us, baby. We can say whatever we want. This is our show.
Right.
But we got to be able to take the heat. We got to be able to take the heat and stand by, what we mean or whatever. So if she want to tweet, and like you said, she a fan. I don't have any problem while we do that. When we get on Twitter, we talk sports all day.
All day.
Whether we not necessarily bashing a player, but as far as talking about a game, well, they should have did this. Or I'm one of those people, I'm hard on Wiggins. Like, Wiggins, to me, is what he is. And people come back, man, Wiggins is an elite player, but I got to be able, to take that. I go hard. I go hard on Wiggins, and I understand that Wiggins has some fans out there. I got to be able to take that, and I feel like she got to be the same way. If you're going to be able to tweet that, you just can't be like, I can't be like, oh my gosh, a white guy said I don't know shit about sports. That's racist because I'm black.
Right.
Like, I can't say that. I can't say that.
I agree. I definitely agree, bro. You ready to move forward, man?
Yeah, let's go. This is where I want to be.
Bears. I know.
This is where I want to be, champ.
I'm hyped. I can't even deliver this segment without a big Kool-Aid smile on my face, man. Let's talk about this.
It's crazy because I got one on my face, too.
Bro, while you was over there chilling, wherever you was at in the Bermuda, drinking beverages I can't pronounce, I was over here getting it in, trying to expand my doggone sports knowledge. And every day I woke up, every channel I turned to, every sports section I read in the newspaper, whatever I clicked on the internet was like LeBron versus Kobe, LeBron versus Jordan, LeBron versus James Harden for MVP, LeBron, and I was like, God, I actually tweeted, is it going to be a LeBron versus so-and-so debate every day? Like, that's one of the reasons why I like that our show is a weekly show. That struggle of man, it ain't really no topics today. Let's just talk LeBron again. We don't have to do that. We don't do that over here. I'm glad we don't have to. But the LeBron stuff is going crazy. And LeBron is a hell of a player. He is one of my favorite players. Actually, my number 2 favorite player behind James Harden in the past. You probably didn't know that. But at any rate, the LeBron fans, man, here lately, they've been a little bit disrespectful. They saying Bron is the greatest of all time. He better than Jordan. He better than Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, whoever was great. AI, he better than everybody. And I was like, woo. I mean, you entitled to that opinion, but now they taking it a step further. Michael Jordan ain't play against no talent. He played against plumbers. Those guys weren't good. And I'm like, what? And somebody joked, matter of fact, Jamal Crawford tweeted, Michael Jordan heard what y'all said, and he said release the tapes. Well, we got a great announcement, LaParis, and Sports World, Strong Arm Sports listeners. Netflix and ESPN has come together to tell the Michael Jordan story in a 30 for 30. And it's going to be 10 hours of greatness. Now, for those that don't know, I think
it's too short, Spade.
I was going to say, for those that don't know, this will be the longest doggone 30 for 30 in the history of them joints. And I think O.J. Simpson had a 7-hour 30 for 30. This one right here going to be 3 hours longer than the O.J. Simpson 30 for 30. And I can't wait. If they wanted to, they could put this shit on at 10 hours at a time. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move, bro. I'd sit there from the opening title screen to the credits roll. And folks was hitting me up like, 10 hours, you think that's necessary? Yes. We talking Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And some of these stories, LaParis, they're going to be stories we already heard. They're going to tell us about Michael Jordan paying for the bus for the Barons. Him riding on the bus. They're going to talk about his gambling. They're going to probably talk about, unfortunately, the death of his father. They're going to talk about how he got beat up by the Pistons and how he had to get in the weight room. I've heard all them stories. I want to hear all them shits again, LaParis. I want them all again. I'll calm down. I can't help it.
I agree with you 100%, Spade. Bruh, it's 10 hours, and I still think it's too short. I still think it's too short. Let me just say this. Spade, me and you have a lot of conversations, not just with people we know, on Twitter, on all social medias, in comment sections, about Michael Jordan. And I always tell people, and let me just start off by saying, Wizards Michael Jordan was still good, was still dropping buckets, was still getting buckets. But I tell people, if you was born and you see Michael Jordan with the Wizards, that wasn't really the Michael Jordan. That wasn't that Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that was Michael Jordan. That ain't the one that had us losing our mind though.
Word. And Spade, like, people always say, well, Michael Jordan played against lesser talent. And we got a homie that say it's crazy. I think this is about era, and nothing is wrong with that. I talk to my uncles. They be like, man, Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell and those guys, and we got a homie Spade that say, oh, well, they don't count because they played against lesser talent, so those guys don't count. Right. And then you get to Dr. J in them era. Then you get to like Larry Bird in them era, Magic Johnson in them era, and they think that's the best era. Back when Magic and them was in college playing against Larry Bird and them in the championship. Then you get to like our generation. Magic and Larry Bird was still there, but they was on the way out. Charles Barkley was there, Pat Ewing, Michael Jordan, those guys, and we think that Hakeem Olajuwon, and we think that was the best era of basketball. Physical. I mean, it was just a different brand. Like, you wasn't just going to the cup. This is what, in my opinion, that makes Michael Jordan so amazing. Because when you went to the cup, it was a flagrant foul. They didn't call flagrant. It was just a common foul. I saw a clip on ESPN, Spade. A dude got punched in the mouth. They called it a common foul. Like, literally, ball fist punched in the mouth, and they called it a common foul. It wasn't a flagrant. Nobody got ejected. It was a typical Tuesday night. It was Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. Play on. And the generation with Iverson came, Kobe came, that generation came, and they felt like those two guys was amazing. And now we have the LeBron generation. And the crazy thing is, Spade, I'm happy because I was born in this generation. I was able to see all these magnificent players. We got to see all of them, Spade. Yep. We got Larry Bird and Magic. We got Larry Bird and Magic on their way out. We didn't get to see Kareem and them. We ain't that old. Nah. I mean, Kareem.
But we got a chance to see AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that this group here, the Kobe's, the Paul Pierce, that people don't like Paul Pierce no more. Kevin Durant's and LeBron. We got a chance to see all that, bro.
Yeah. And with that being said, Spade, like you just said, we got to see all those guys, and I still don't think any of these guys would topple Michael Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan was just a different animal. And I'm glad that ESPN brought this to bringing out this 10-hour special. Because 30 for 30, that's one of my favorite series on ESPN. They do things right. They do it right. They haven't messed up yet. So hopefully they continue to do it right. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, I do want to ask you something, bro.
Go ahead.
And you're not going to like this.
Okay.
Here lately, man, your boy has started. All right. Here lately, your boy has started listening to, like, what my kids would call old folks radio, right?
Okay.
But not old folks in what we would think is old folks radio, like the Spinners and stuff like that ain't coming on. I'm listening to, like, NWA, Outkast. I might get some Juvie. Juvie might come out and start rapping for the 99 to 2000. And I realized that this music makes me happy. And it makes me happy because it mentally takes me back to an earlier time in my life. Okay. And it was just so clear to me. I said, wow, this is why people like old music. This is why my parents like old music. It ain't necessarily because they think my music is trash. It's this music triggers memories for them. Like, oh man, I can remember whatever they did. For me, when I hit a 99 to 2000, man, your boy wasn't too long, fresh out of high school, had a little whip. I was driving to the mall, hanging out all the time, trying to see how many phone numbers I can get at the mall. That's what that Cash Money stuff remind me of those days. So I said all that to say, do our infatuation with Michael Jeffrey Jordan, could it be tied to the fact that it takes us back to a place that we mentally miss, that we enjoy? Could it be that, bro? We got to be honest with ourselves. Could it be that?
I mean, it could be. Like I said, I think it got a lot to do with generational time people was born. Like I said, people love LeBron. People from LeBron generation love LeBron. They call him the GOAT. People from around Kobe, born with that, got to see Kobe, young Kobe when they was young, they feel Kobe the GOAT. And that could be it. But I just believe that when you seen a guy like when I seen Michael Jordan play, it was something different. It was something different. And I seen a tweet, Spade. It said that LeBron stopped a lot of people in the East from getting rings because like nobody in the East, like LeBron have been to like what 10 straight finals, 8 straight finals. How many finals?
Something crazy. Yeah.
Something crazy like that. So all these guys in the East was never able to make it to the finals because of LeBron. But just imagine, and I know we don't really do the if game, but if Michael Jordan never retired, which he retired basically to go play baseball because his father passed away. I think it had a lot to do with that as well. But we're going to find out more on the 30 for 30. But if Michael Jordan never retired, Michael Jordan would have ran the 90s. He would have ran the 90s.
He still ran.
He would have ran it all the way and won all them championships. I think they would have beat the Rockets.
Yep.
I think they would have beat the Rockets if the Rockets would have made it. You want to talk about a guy stopping somebody from winning rings? A lot of Hall of Famers do not have rings because of Michael Jordan.
John Stockton, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, we talking about top 50. The NBA did a top 50 list. Like, these guys are in the top 50 players all time in the NBA. A lot of these guys don't have rings.
Yeah, man.
Because of Michael Jordan.
No jewelry.
Yeah. I mean, people got... I love LeBron, but people got jewelry on LeBron watch. I'm just saying.
That's facts. Dirk got jewelry on LeBron watch.
People got Paul Pierce and them got jewelry on Kobe watch. I'm just saying.
That's big facts. That's big facts, bro.
They
about to be real tight with you.
I know they about to get me in the comment section, but I'm back, baby. Spade, am I not speaking facts? People got jewelry on these guys' watch.
And you're absolutely right. I'm telling you,
Wait a minute. Before you go, Spade, not only did Paul Pierce get jewelry on Kobe watch, Rip Hamilton and Detroit Pistons got jewelry on their watch.
Damn right. Big Shot Billups. Yeah, Big Shot.
Yeah, with Ben Wallace in them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, that's facts. Go ahead, Spade.
I was just thinking, man, I never really understood. Like, I would always say to myself, like, sometimes I got one of those cable packages where I got way too many channels, bro. Like, just it don't make no sense to have that many channels. And some days I just sit there and click, and I'm going by a channel. It's like 50s era music, 60s era music, 70s era, and I'm like, who in the hell wants to hear 50s era music? Why is it 60s era music? Why is this a thing? Like, to me, and I'm like, why is this a thing? But it finally, like, the light bulb came on, man, when I heard Cash Money Records putting on for the 99 and 2000. Like, yeah, like, I'm telling you, man, I'm rapping bar for bar, and you know, whoever in the car with me just looking at me like, listen at this guy listening to this old stuff, and I look, I'm gonna shut up after this. I've been listening to Cool Breeze. Shout out to Cool Breeze and the whole Dungeon family. But I was listening to Cool Breeze album, and I was like, I can remember where I was at the first time I heard this song. My homeboy had this turbo Jetta. We used to race people in this Volkswagen Jetta, bro. And man, it just took me back. And that just opened my eyes to everything. And now I'm looking at everything different. Now I'm like, whoa, is my music really better? I do it just trigger this memory. Whoa, is Michael Jeffrey Jordan really better? I do it just trigger this memory. Whoa, am I partial to, you know, old Chevys because they really better? I do it just trigger that memory for me. And now I'm all over the place. So it is a legitimate concern that maybe Jordan ain't as great as he is in my mind. But in my mind, like, it ain't nothing you can say that could discredit Jordan. You can go on talking about the people he played against. Hey, man, he couldn't choose his opponents. Whoever got there got that damn work. And he didn't. Listen, man, he didn't discriminate. He didn't care if you was black, white, tall, short, from America, from overseas. If you stood in between Michael Jordan and his victory, you got that damn work. And he gonna be numero uno for your boy. All right, LaParis, I'll shut up.
He didn't care if you was his teammate. Like, you could have been his teammate. If you was in his way, you were gonna lose.
And I respect that, bro. I respect this. I never seen somebody want to win. I ain't gonna say want to win, because when I looked at AI wanted to win.
Word.
But Jordan just refused to lose at some point. He lost some early, and then he got to a point where he just was like, nah, I don't want to do that no more. I'm good. Like, he just had an option. Like, nah, I'm good. I ain't trying to take no L's like that no more. Like, I want these rings. And got them shits. 6 of them to be exact. And like LaParis said, it could have easily been 8. It could have been 8 straight.
Word. I'm just happy. I'm happy I'm happy that the younger generation, meaning younger than us, are gonna be able to get to see the Jordan and the reason why we love this man. You said they're not gonna appreciate it?
They're not gonna appreciate it. They're gonna find ways to.
You're probably right, but I am. Like, I don't have a DVR, but I'm damn sure gonna buy it. I hope it's extra bonus cuts too. I hope it's extra bonus cuts. I don't want y'all to
try to contact me during this damn this doc either. Don't tweet me or nothing. Just wait. If you know it's on, don't bother me. I'll be watching it. Let's move forward, LaParis. This show gonna be dumb long, bro. That means you missed us. You just can't be quiet, bro. You just keep talking.
I love this show. Did I say shout out to Stacks? I think I did. Shout out to Stacks coming through. But Spade, gotta move on. The NBA draft lottery, the pick, not the picks, but the lottery, who's drafting where, happened this week. And if you guys didn't know, the Phoenix Suns got the first pick in the draft. They win the lotto. And Spade, it raised the question, is tanking worth it? Gotta get your thoughts. Go ahead.
Hell yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of this team called the Philadelphia 76ers, but tanking changed their whole lifestyle. They got Meek Mill at their game. Man, was Meek there when Michael Carter Williams was out there getting triple doubles for 13 people in the crowd? Hell no. Hell no. I ain't seen Meek at no games back then. And if he was there, I don't know, because it didn't come on TV. Nobody gave a damn. But people know now because tanking works. The Phoenix Suns tanked and it worked. The Atlanta Hawks tanked and they got the number 3 pick of the draft. Tanking works. The NBA has a legitimate problem with tanking, and until they come up with a way to just really make it's crazy, bro. They're going to have to go back to the days. I was telling somebody one day, they was like, yeah, man, the 76ers drafted Charles Barkley, and they still had Moses Malone, and I think they had a older Dr. J, and I said, damn. This is before I was knowledgeable, and I said, damn, how the hell did they draft Charles Barkley? What pick were they? And they was like, oh, no, it wasn't lottery back then. You know, you just got to pick. And I was like, they're going to have to go back to that. Because as long as you're going to say the worst teams get the better picks, you're going to have guys just saying, hey, we want a good pick. Let's just take it down. Mark Cuban has been caught saying something about it. the hinky dude who's responsible for getting the 76ers right essentially got fired for tanking. And now they reward that team. They fired the guy who was the mastermind behind it or got him out of there, whatever. That's works.
A good point.
It works. And I'm going to be honest with you, Lopez. You know me. I'm a competitor. I'm too competitive at times. If I'm a team owner or a GM or whatever, and it's tough for me to say I want to lose. But I think I could talk myself into losing if I know I'm going to win as soon as it's lottery day. When I know I'm finna get one of these top balls, I'm going to go ahead and take that L, bro. And I think the league got a legitimate problem. The Phoenix Suns got the first pick of the draft for the first time in their history, and they did it by trying to be bad. That's not good for your sport, bro.
You know what's crazy, bro? Let me tell you what's crazy. What's crazy is you can still F this up. Like, you can have the first pick in the draft, and you can still mess it up.
Yeah. See,
like, I'm thinking back to what's my man name? They took over KD. Greg Oden. Was it Greg Oden?
Yep.
I mean, in a lot of scenarios can happen. So it's still a guess. You never know. But the crazy thing is, Spade, you mentioned the dude from Philadelphia and Hinkie that got fired. And the crazy thing is because of how they did him in Philly, which Philly is reaping the benefits now. Like they
right.
Oh my gosh, trust the process and all that. Like that's all that's Hinkie. All that's him.
All of it.
All that's him. And the crazy thing is, I don't think that guy will ever get a job again. Maybe he had one now. I could be wrong. But if he don't have one now, I don't think he will ever get one again. But you can still mess this up. It's actually been a report, Spade, correct me if I'm wrong, that Phoenix is taking calls for the #1 pick?
Already. They already
What?
said they was like, Phoenix, congratulations, you got the #1 pick of the draft. They was like, hey, we willing to trade this joint though. We'll let it go for the right price. They remind me of a dude from Atlanta so bad. A dude from Atlanta who had the cleanest car you ever seen, and you can say, hey man, that car mean, and he'll say, hey, shit, folk, you can get it, folk. You can get it. People in Atlanta sell anything. These folks is ready to trade the first pick of the draft the night they won it. Phoenix don't want to get right, but LaParis, it don't change the fact that tanking is the wave, my brother.
No, I'm in on that. And you look at all the talent that Philly, regardless where they pick, what that Philly recruit, you still gotta know how to draft. You still gotta know how to put a team together. Definitely need people. Go ahead.
What's the old boy the Cavs took that end up going to the D League?
Oh, Bennett.
Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett.
Trash.
So you still gotta know. You still gotta know how to pick. You still gotta be able to put a team together. You still gotta mastermind this joint. Thinking back, I mean, look, Jahlil Okafor. I'm looking at a couple of drafts. Jahlil Okafor got drafted 3rd overall.
Yep.
I mean, we don't even know Jahlil Okafor is a good player because he's never on the floor for whatever reason. Whatever the reason is.
Yeah. Can't get on the floor.
You look at that same draft. Mario Hezonja, who I think is a solid player, but is he top pick in the draft type player? Not to me. Top 5 in the draft? No way. Emmanuel Mudiay went 7 in the draft, so you still don't know. Stanley Johnson, Frank Kaminsky, 8-9. Justice Winslow, 10.
Let's not talk about Justice right now, bro.
I'm just saying, Spade. Oklahoma City took Cameron Payne, 14. So you still got, I think the lotto starts from 14 and up. I'm just looking at lottery picks. You still got to be able to mastermind this joint to put a good team together. So you got to have people. You still got to have people in your office that know what they're doing. Phoenix got the #1 pick. Do we trust them?
I mean,
that's another question.
Everybody assumes that they're going Ayton. They're going DeAndre Ayton. That's what people assume. Okay. I mean, you would want to think. Look, at one point in time, Phoenix had nothing but guards. Guard heavy. Guards on guards on guards. Word. Now they kind of got bigs on bigs on bigs. The Paris was just asking about dragging Bender. They just took Bender. We thought Bender was that dude. Word. So we still don't really know. I don't know, bro. Let me ask you this, though. You saying you still got to know what to do with it. And I agree with that. That's very true. Mm-hmm. But are you saying the fact that you could possibly mess it up? I'm confusing myself.
I'm agreeing with you that tanking works. That's not what I'm doing.
But I'm saying, are you okay with it? Are you okay with tanking? That's my question. Because like you said, you can tank. And first of all, you could tank and mess around and still end up getting like the 10th pick instead of the first. But you can tank and get the first pick and still goof it up. So the fact that you still gotta have good scouts and you still gotta, do you feel? Are you okay?
You don't have a problem with tanking.
I kind of do, bro.
You do?
I kind of do because it's not. It makes no point to be a middle of the road team. If you ain't making it to the postseason, you might as well be sorry as hell. Why be in the middle? What's your incentive? What's your incentive?
No, listen, man, I think you're saying the same thing. I think you're taking what I'm saying wrong. I don't want to win. I don't have a problem with tanking. So
I know. I'm saying
you look at it as I'm a Bulls fan, and once the Bulls kind of got out that playoff run and dudes started getting hurt, I was all for losing these games to try and get, you know what I mean, get one of these guys. So I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but I oppose you on it. I got a problem with it because to me it ruins. It's like I was talking. That was you and I talking about Toronto, and folks were saying maybe Toronto should blow it up. Hey, Toronto not winning at all, but they are wildly entertaining throughout the regular season. They are a top tier team, so that's got to be good for ticket sales, concessions, merchandise, all of that stuff that you need to have to be a successful team owner, you know, GM, whatever, and they just not quite good enough to win the thing. If I had a team that couldn't get to the postseason, like if my team, like I'll take the 2016-2017 Miami Heat. Like they had that great run after the All-Star break, after the start of the new year, and then they kind of tapered off after Waiters got hurt and they just barely missed the postseason. I would be livid. If we ain't in the postseason, fam, I don't want to win a game. Look, it makes no sense to be in the middle of the road, and that means that something's wrong with your system. If you can't reward guys for winning 40 games, 35 games, it's no point.
So instead of it being like lowest team with the most losses get the most balls in there, you think if you suck, everybody get the same amount of balls, and we just randomly. Okay, that's another way to go.
You got to do something to reward the middle of the road team. Okay. It's literally nothing for them. They ain't getting to the postseason. You look at teams like
and I think they was a good team. They was one game from making the playoffs. It was actually a playoff game. You look at teams like the Denver Nuggets. These guys was one game from making the playoffs. They probably going to have like the 20-something pick in the draft. You look at teams like the Charlotte Hornets. What do you tell
Denver? Damn, y'all almost got it, fellas. Good try. Get them next time. I don't know. And to be fair, somebody's going to come back and say, Spade, if they scout right, you can still get a stud.
You can.
At 20. You can. But damn it, ain't it easier to get one at 2? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look, maybe my scout ain't the best. Maybe my scout ain't the best. I can take a lot of pressure off of him by getting him a lottery pick. I just feel like the league does not reward middle of the road teams. And if you got a middle of the road team, I don't know how you get better. I don't know how you get better because you're not really going to get the great pick. So unless, and 9 times out of 10, a middle of the road team usually, and this ain't fair to say, but a lot of times they end up not being, they're one of those places where it's not sexy to get big name free agents. You know what I'm saying? Take Denver, like we just got through talking about.
Well, they did sign Millsap in their defense, but
Millsap ain't no big name free agent, bro.
I mean, you don't like Millsap.
I never liked his game,
bro. He was an all-star.
Man, look, the whole Atlanta Hawks
for
team.
Some reason.
Bro, the whole Atlanta Hawks team was all-stars that year. That team was trash. Half them dudes, DeMar Carroll was an all-star that year. You hate him. We don't even know what he is.
What?
Yes. The entire starting 5 for the Hawks was an all-star.
That's terrible.
Yes. And where them dudes at? So, yeah, man, it's just, that's my problem with it. I mean, will I do it? Hell yeah. Does it work? Absolutely. But I think the fact that you got a league, it reminds me, I know I'm rambling today, y'all. Just bear with me. My old job that I used to have that I eventually quit, we had a current system. I had to be to work at 7 o'clock. If I got there at 7:01, it was a quarter of a point. If I got there at 7:30, it was a half a point. If I missed a whole day, it was a whole point. So I remember telling like the big guy, because y'all know I got a big ass mouth. I told the big guy, I said I had a car accident on the way to work. I got there about 45 minutes late and I had a half a point. I showed up with a citation where I rear-ended somebody, a bloody nose where I banged my face on the steering wheel, and I got dropped off because I totaled my shit out. And I got a half a point. And he said, yeah, I understand that, but we can't change the rule for you. And I said, I'm not asking you to change the rule for me. I'm telling you how your rule changed me. I'm never going to get a half a point ever again in my life. If I stump my toe coming out my door, I'm just calling out the whole damn day. You're not finna give me a half a point for being 30 minutes late. And that's going to put the pressure on someone else that got to do my job. And I kind of feel like those two situations mirror. Why be a middle-of-the-road team? Why? You might as well stink. Just stink it up. Just stink. And get you a good pick. I would never be a middle-of-the-road team in the NBA if I could help it.
I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point.
I got to be quiet, bro. I've been talking a lot.
Say, and
maybe I missed you.
It ain't that it's not that I disagree with you. I understand your point. As far as the draft, how they will maneuver the draft, if they just be like, all right, you ain't make the playoffs, everybody go in the pot, we pick whatever it be, numbers, however they do it, and everybody got an equal opportunity to just get the number one pick. Yep. That may be the move, but how do the really bad teams, the teams that we know are really bad, that's not just tanking, that is tanking, but we know they still really bad, how do they get better?
I don't even know if we can recognize those teams because right now there's so many teams.
I think we can.
Can we?
As we know, Denver is a solid team. They was one game from making the playoffs.
Yeah,
we know they're a solid team.
So who's really bad? Who you think?
I mean, we would say the Mavs are bad. We would say Orlando is bad. We would say Sacramento and the Suns are bad.
Orlando, for a minute, LaParis, they had one of the hottest streaks in the league, and then they just fell off. What happened?
Yeah, but we've been questioning Orlando for like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know.
like, and Orlando was one of those situations. Regardless where you draft that, you can still mess it up. Like,
that's true.
So it's still no guarantees.
It's
never. I'm not saying you saying it's a guarantee. I'm not saying that.
I know what you mean.
I'm just saying it's still no guarantees. Like Orlando had top picks and the Kings and all these guys. These guys been drafting up there in the top 10 for a long time, and they still trash. The Kings ain't been good since they had C. Webb.
You ain't never lied.
So I mean they've been drafting it. I think if you land in the top 10, you should be able to put something together if you land in the top 10. But apparently I'm wrong because these teams still stink. The Kings and teams like the Grizzlies had a bad year this year, but we had, they had a lot of injuries. They paying Chandler Parsons. They fired their coach.
They shipped out people. They shipped out their best defender. I mean,
they
did a lot.
They did some things. But teams like Phoenix, the Kings, the Magic, teams like that. I don't even want to say the Hawks because the Hawks been good recently. Not this year. But they was good.
They
recently.
rebuild.
Yeah, they rebuilding. But teams like Dallas, the Suns, and the Kings, we know they bad. We know they bad teams, but they draft high every year, and they seem to always be in the lotto. Like, come on. So if they telling me you got to get the numero uno pick to be able to make a splash and be able to turn your team around, I think these teams are wrong.
I think they need to fire their damn scouts, bro.
I think it got that's why I said it got a lot to do with the people you got putting this building and putting this thing together. They just don't know what they're doing, man. They don't know what they're doing. Because for a while, the Bucks was trash. They got Greek Freak, boom, instant. I don't think the Bucks was even good when they had the Bucks was good, but I think they was making the playoffs, but they wasn't magnificent or shocking the world when they had Michael Redd in them. They wasn't really shocking the world. They get Greek Freak, bang, they in the playoffs every year.
Yep.
So no matter where you draft, you can still F this up. I'm interested. If Phoenix take Ayton, and people are saying, I heard, I'm doing quote fingers over here, Spade, expert, and I know I'm talking a long time, but I'm back. I hear people, experts, that scout experts, and people that watch a lot of college basketball say Ayton is a can't miss prospect. He's a can't miss pick. This guy will be a Hall of Famer. Phoenix take him. Is he really changing the dynamic of the Suns? I don't know. I don't know. In the Western Conference. In the Western Conference.
Well, and I'm going to tell you another thing that's weird. The game has changed so much that unless you're going to do what... I'm going to tell you something else. LaParis, this show just going to be long, y'all. I'm sorry. LaParis, while you was gone, Phoenix also made news that we was going to talk about last week, but we chose not to because Phoenix came out and said they had interest in Clint Capella. They was ready to offer Clint Capella a max. And we was like, what? And then they won the draft lotto, so you got to think they got to be looking now like, oh, never mind, Clint, we good. We might take Ayton. But at any rate, I had this big debate with my friends. They was like, man, Clint Capella is not good. You know, if they put him on that team, they don't get any better. I said, I think Clint Capella, he don't get a lot of credit because you know how they do with Houston. They always say it's the system. And they run a lot of PNR. They throw him a lot of alley-oops. I get all that. Maybe Phoenix is looking over there like, shit, we could really implement the PNR if we get a guy. Look, you can't just run PNR efficiently with every big in the league. You can't. Some guys run it better than others. At this point, it's fair to give Clint Capella his credit. That's why Dwight got out. Dwight said, I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to do this. Clint does it, and he does it well. I don't know if they intend to do something like that with Ayton, but if you look at the way the league is going, most of these bigs are going further away from the basket. Is that Ayton's game? Is he pulling threes like that? I only saw one game from the kid, so I don't know.
Let me say, I don't watch enough college basketball to answer that. I don't. So, somebody that do, answer in the comment section. But I don't watch enough college basketball to know that answer.
Unless they just going to put him in the paint and get him to get all Devin Booker rebounds when he missed. Devin Booker one of them guys that when he on fire, he on fire. And when he not on fire, box out.
It ain't pretty. It's
get
not
the board.
pretty.
All right, let's wrap this up, bro.
Hold up, Spade, before you go.
Oh,
before you go, Phoenix got the number 1 pick and the number 16 pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also from. I know you want to rap, Spade, but it's also some reports that they interested in Luka, the point guard from overseas. Like,
yes,
they just traded for Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, and Elfrid just cut the bun off the front of his head, and I believe. They saying this gonna make Elfrid Payton a better shooter. Elfrid Payton could not even see. When he goes to take a shot, his hair was blocking his face. He couldn't even see. They said sometimes, true story, when Elfrid Payton would shoot, the ball would hit his hair. And he finally came to his senses and cut that shit off. Look, man, I'm a bald guy, Elfrid, so I like your hair. I wish I had some hair that could get in my eye. But damn, you don't think you need to see? Come on, bro. You don't think that's important?
My last question to you, homie, is about the Cavs. Cavs they traded Kyrie to Boston. They thought that Nets pick. I told people the Nets was better than a lot of people expected this year.
And folks thought that was the worst team in the league. That's why I'm saying I can't tell who bad, LaPaz.
It's a good point. And the Cavs ended up getting the 8th pick when they thought that would be a top 3 pick in the draft. I know me and you are both not like college basketball guys. What should the Cavs do? It's been reports that LeBron may leave, may not leave. Should they go point guard? Because I've seen a lot of people saying Trae Young or the other guy from Alabama, Colin Sexton.
Nah, and I love Colin Sexton, bro. I love his game. But I think for LeBron, I think Trae Young would really be the next Mo Williams for that team. Brian gonna pretty much run the offense. They want Trae to catch and shoot. If he get in a situation where he can't catch and shoot, so he's got enough handles to facilitate. And Brian and Trae got history. Like, he been endorsing Trae this whole year. I think Trae Young went to one of Brian's camps or something. I would not be shocked at all, bro. I would not be shocked.
Spade. So you could, just because you said something there, your comparison for Trae Young is Mo Williams. People are comparing him to Steph.
Well, I'm saying somebody who's played with Brian, because on first, you know what I'm saying? Like Mo. Mo don't get the credit because he wasn't a star. But, if you look at Jordan's teams, if you look at Paxson and Curry, they was never stars. What Jordan needed was, look here, at the end of the game, when these bastards is triple teaming me, I need you to knock down this open shot. I'm going to get you the open shot. I need you to knock it down. And I don't think Brian got that on his team right now. Ain't no telling what the hell JR going to hit. It could be the basket. It could be a lady in the third row. Ain't no telling where his shot going right
Henny. It could be Henny.
That's what he going to hit. We know he hit that.
What I mean?
LePaz, let me say one more thing, bro. I think we kind of missed each other because we both kind of long-winded. You was just talking about you got to know what to do with the pick. And I've been giving the Celtics way too many damn compliments here lately, but here I go again. The Celtics had the number 1 pick, bro. And they said, you know what? They said, Philly, y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. They knew who they wanted. They knew they wanted Tatum.
Yep.
And here come the doggone... Listen, here come the 76ers running in there to get Markelle Fultz, and they said, "Hey, we got Markelle Fultz.
We got a nickname. It's called Feds. We the Feds."
Man, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for Donovan Mitchell's amazing season, I think Tatum might be Rookie of the Year. The Ben Simmons guys
I'm gonna keep it real, Spade. I'm gonna keep it real. Danny Ainge might be GM or whatever he is. I'm saying? He might be executive of the year.
Danny, you might be on to something out there, my guy.
Spade, let me just go back a couple of years, and then we can move on. 2017. Now the Sixers had a slew of picks. Celtics had a slew of picks, but in 2017, their first round pick was Tatum at 3. 2016 was Jaylen Brown at 3. 2015, Terry Rozier at 16.
Balling.
2014, Marcus Smart, 6.
Balling.
Spade, these guys they
getting them right.
2014 and up, Spade. They got can't miss guys. These guys
them all in, bro. They getting them all in. Swishing them.
And I think this is what it's about. You gotta and the crazy thing is, these guys may not be exceptional or amazing on other teams, but it worked for them. Everybody know they role, and they built the team. They built the team because they lost some players. Some injuries went. Jaylen Brown got hurt. Tatum and Rozier and Smart stepped up. Smart got hurt. The other 3 stepped up. Kyrie went down. Rozier started playing amazing. You gotta draft. You gotta draft right, man. And it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. But they got some guys that they hit on every draft pick since 2014 in the first round. They hit. Now they missed in 2014. They drafted James Young. I remember you asked me, Spade, who was that dude on the bench with the dreads? Yeah. It was James Young out of Kentucky. 17, 2014
I remember that too.
At 17. But they drafted Marcus Smart before him at number 6. So
soundboard guy, go ahead and let the world know that was a hot topic. Woo! That's a hot topic. Talking that doggone lottery draft pick thing. But finally, we're going to get to the last segment of the show today, man. We call this a Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Very, very, very prestigious podcast award, man. And y'all already know, man. We give it to a male or female who raised his or her level of play to ensure that that team got the victory. Now, LaParis, you've been gone.
I'm back.
Working on your tan and shit. Hopefully you came back and did a little bit of research. Who's your Strong Arm Performer of the Week and why?
Now let me tell you, I didn't get to watch any games over there. You know, you when you're on a cruise and you're in Bermuda, you barely in your room. You barely in your room.
Let's let them rubbing it in, y'all. That's all right. You about to get rolled up.
The internet was $20 a day. I did not get that. That's just insane. My internet bill is $89 a month. Why would I pay $120 for internet when it's $89 a month over here? But anyway, I did some research. I got back. I was looking, who the hell can be my Strong Arm Performer of the Week? I didn't even watch any of the games. But I was looking at guys, and I picked a guy that has never, I'm pretty sure he has never been the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. And I'm going to go to Houston. And y'all know it's not James Harden, Chris Paul, because they've been on this show numerous times.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to a guy that we said, you want to win playoff games, sometimes the others got to step up. And P.J. Tucker did that for the Houston Rockets to the tone of 22 points. He was 8 of 9 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3. He had 7 rebounds and 4 dimes in a 127-105 win over the Warriors. And for that performance, P.J. Tucker, and I already know he was playing some hellacious defense. For that performance, P.J. Tucker, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. P.J. Tucker.
That's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to lie. You scared me for a minute. I thought you were swerving in my lane because I went to Houston for my Strong Arm Performer of the Week as well. I don't know if you guys watched the game.
Let's wrap the show. No? I want to thank y'all for watching.
Bro, it's actually not. Now, I don't know.
Okay.
Look, everybody wasn't having the time of their life, sneaking away with non-approved times off on a cruise. So, if you was watching that game, you realize James Harden, his stat line looked pretty good, but he didn't really shoot good. Chris Paul really didn't shoot good. And yeah, you got 22 from my boy PJ, but that ain't enough to upset the Warriors. Somebody else had to bring their A game, and it came off the bench. 6th Man of the Year candidate. Look, man, let me say this before I talk my talk. Every year, 6th Man of the Year, they could just break it in half. Get half of it to Lou Will and get half of it to EG. But Eric Gordon went off in this game. He played 33 big minutes off the bench. He scored 27 points. He was crazy efficient from behind the arc, 6 of 9 when they really needed him to cash those. He didn't have a miss from the charity stripe. He also chipped in with 3 boards. He had 2 dimes. He had a steal. He had a block. He did a little bit of everything for those guys. And to me, he is my strong arm performer of the week. I see you, EG. I see you.
And people are, during the season they were saying the Rockets just their bench. This is what can, maybe they can make them get past the Warriors because of their bench. So you have to wait and see. I think the game is tomorrow. We'll see if these guys play well again. I'm pretty much willing to come out and say I don't think you're getting 22 from PJ Tucker again.
It just got to be somebody else. Yep.
You right. Got to be him. Gerald Green. Gerald Green, my guy. He ain't explode yet.
I don't know. Maybe Joe Johnson to get in the damn game. Who knows?
I mean, why not? Why they ain't playing Joe? I don't know. But Spade, it's a game tonight. It's the Cavs and the Celtics tonight. Who do you have?
I got the Cavs, man. LeBron got to do it. This is the first game in Cleveland. He got to turn up. Got to do it for the land. Cleveland,
they better win because if they down 0-3,
it's a wrap.
If they down 0-3, I got the Cavs tonight too.
16
by the way.
bars. Okay.
Listen, man, I'm back. I want to thank the homie Stats Montana for holding down the show while I was going, man. Spade did a great job still doing the show. I didn't even know you guys still did it till I got back. Spade was like, "Oh, the show ain't up," and I'm like, "What show?" Come back, look at the
about to get your ass
channel and see these guys still did the show. That's amazing teamwork right there. Teamwork make the dream work. As
Stacks
usual,
is really good with this stuff, bro.
I know.
Stacks he's a good fill-in, man.
I already took a shot at me too. Said he was the prettier Jersey dude. I don't know about that.
He might be the best sports knowledge Jersey dude.
I don't know. I don't went to Bermuda and got a little tan. I feel like I'm a little more brown, But anyway, want to thank you dudes for tuning in. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arm Sports. If you new here, bang the subscribe button and take 2 seconds. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. There's also a little bell up there. You can click that bell. It sends a notification to your mobile device to let you know a new episode has been uploaded. If you don't want to see 2 dudes arguing in a box, it's okay. We got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, UPodOmatic, iTunes. Soon to be on Spotify. It's still pending. I just checked before we did the show. It's still pending. But we're going to get there. It's taking a while. But it's going to happen. Want to thank you guys for your continued support. We'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.